Israelis who were held hostage by Hamas for more than 2 years were released today as part of your peace plan. What did that moment mean to you?
Well, everything. You see the enthusiasm really beyond Israel, all over the world. I've never seen anything like it. And I think it just means peace for the Middle East. And it somehow represents, they become representatives of peace for the Middle East. And that's why it's gone like this. Nobody's ever seen anything quite like it.
Talk me through how this deal came together. There were very intense negotiations. Our reporting indicates that you were personally on the phone to get this across the finish line. What happened, and when did you know that Hamas was going to release the hostages?
Well, I'll tell you, I think it really started when we took out the nuclear capability of Iran. When you look at what they had, you couldn't have made this deal if somebody's sitting over there with a nuclear weapon over your head. And I think when we did that, and there were other obviously very warlike things that we did over the course of 4 or 5 years, if you setting the table. But when we did when we took away that destructive capability from Iran.
Democrats gamble with America's nuclear safety, and it's exploding fast. This isn't politics as usual. This is danger, real, immediate, and reckless. As the government shutdown drags on, the White House is now warning that 80%, yes, 80%, of the staff responsible for managing America's nuclear stockpile will soon be furloughed. The people who guard, maintain, and secure the most destructive weapons on Earth, sent home. Unpaid, unavailable, because of what they're now calling the Democrat shutdown. But let's be clear, this isn't just about politics. It's about national survival. When the lights go out in the labs that monitor nuclear security, when the people who safeguard the weapons are told to stop showing up, what happens next? What message does that send? Not to the American people, but to our adversaries watching from Moscow, Beijing, and Tehran. They're turning off the lights, one administration official said. And that's not a metaphor. That's the future if this shutdown continues. Think about it. The National Nuclear Security Administration, the NNSA, operates within the Department of Energy. Its mission is simple and terrifyingly important: maintain America's nuclear deterrent, prevent nuclear accidents, stop the spread of nuclear weapons abroad. In short, they are the guardians of our last line of defense. And now, 80% of them could be forced to stay home. Every single day this shutdown continues, America's shield weakens. Our defenses grow softer, and the people we depend on to keep us safe are told, sorry, we can't pay you. Sorry, you're not essential enough. Sorry, politics comes first. This isn't a budget dispute anymore. It's a crisis of leadership, a collapse of priorities, and a stunning act of self-sabotage by a party so obsessed with scoring political points that they're willing to gamble with nuclear security. Department of Energy Secretary Chris Wright didn't sugarcoat it. He said the money's running out. We've been paying them to date, but starting tomorrow, we're not going to be able to pay those workers. And if that continues, they may find other jobs. Think about that. Nuclear scientists, safety engineers, cybersecurity experts, the people who prevent accidental launches or nuclear leaks might just walk away. And once they do, you don't just flip a switch and bring them back. You don't replace decades of expertise overnight. You don't rebuild trust with allies or deterrence with enemies in a week. Once the credibility of America's nuclear safety is gone, it's gone. And the blame game? It's already underway. Republicans are calling this a Democrat shutdown. Democrats say it's Republicans playing politics. And in between, caught in the crossfire, is America's security. White House spokeswoman Taylor Rogers said it bluntly. The Democrat shutdown is now jeopardizing our national security. She's not exaggerating. Without funding, the NNSA enters what's called minimum safe operations. That means the bare minimum: physical security, cybersecurity, nuclear safety, and emergency management. Everything else? Shut down, frozen, deferred. This is how great nations decline, not with an invasion or a missile strike, but with negligence. With bureaucracy. With politicians too busy fighting each other to protect the people they serve. We've heard this before, that a shutdown is just temporary, that no real harm comes from a few days of gridlock. But this time is different. This time, the people on furlough aren't park rangers or mail clerks. They're nuclear safety officials. The engineers who ensure our weapons don't fail. The analysts who monitor nuclear threats in real time. The cybersecurity teams who keep foreign hackers out of our nuclear command systems. And the cost? It won't just be measured in dollars. It'll be measured in lost readiness, lost deterrence, lost trust from our allies. The world doesn't pause because Washington can't get its act together. And here's the brutal irony. As our nuclear safety workers are told to stay home, our adversaries are ramping up. As our adversaries build more silos and weapons, we will be turning off the lights, one official warned. That sentence should chill every American, because it means that while China and Russia expand their arsenals, we're arguing over political talking points. So who benefits from this chaos? Not the American people, not our soldiers or scientists, not our democracy. The only winners are those who want America weaker, who want us distracted, divided, vulnerable. And that's exactly what's happening. Republicans like Representative Mike Rogers sounded the alarm saying, "These are not employees you want to go home." And he's right. They manage a very important strategic asset, but instead of fixing it, instead of stepping up, the blame game continues. They did it. No, they did. Back and forth. While the clock ticks down to disaster. The truth is, both parties share responsibility for a system broken by extremism and ego. But there's no question about the consequences. The longer this shutdown drags on, the greater the danger. This is how national security erodes, not with an explosion, but with silence. Empty offices, dark screens, unpaid experts walking away. The quiet dismantling of America's nuclear shield. And let's not forget, shutdowns leave scars. When the government finally reopens, the damage lingers. Projects stall. Equipment degrades. Morale collapses. Trust evaporates. And enemies take note. Meanwhile, politicians rush to the cameras. They'll point fingers. They'll talk tough. They'll call each other names. But not one of them will take responsibility for putting America's nuclear security at risk. It's easy to say we stand for national defense. It's harder to actually fund it. It's easy to talk about patriotism. It's harder to prove it when our own government can't keep the lights on in the facilities that protect us from nuclear catastrophe. And make no mistake, this isn't just about nukes. It's about values. It's about competence. It's about whether the most powerful democracy in the world still takes itself seriously. So here's the bottom line. If this shutdown continues, we're not just shutting down the government. We're shutting down safety, science, and sanity. We're telling every hostile nation watching, America can't even pay its own guardians. This should terrify every voter, Republican, Democrat, Independent. Because no matter who you voted for, no one voted for chaos. No one voted to put national security on the chopping block. And if you're tired of the excuses, tired of watching leaders play politics while the country crumbles, then this is your moment to speak up. Demand accountability. Demand action. Demand leadership that values safety over spin. Because democracy isn't defended by slogans. It's defended by people, real people, who show up every day to keep us safe. And if we send them home, unpaid, unappreciated, and ignored, then the threat isn't coming from abroad. It's coming from within. They thought no one would notice. They thought it was just another shutdown. But we see it, we feel it. And we won't stay silent, because the fight for democracy doesn't end at the ballot box. It continues in every lab, every base, every agency that keeps this nation standing. So Washington, do your job. Reopen the government. Pay the people protecting America. And stop gambling with the future of the free world, because the next crisis won't wait. And neither will we.